She has become one of the biggest names in the industry, described as the Miriam Makeba of our own generation. Her performances, to me, are like a story lovingly and passionately told, an odyssey through her life and a reflection of our society. Born Lerato Lira Molapo, but better known to us just as Lira. Lira, welcome.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here.
So life was not always, the bright lights and the polish of a stage. There was also the dust and dreams of places like Davidson, in Ekurhuleni, and the music of your own icons like Miriam Makeba.
Absolutely. And I remember how you'd have someone in the street somewhere who had a huge sound system and they would be cranking the music. And that's actually how I got familiar with Miriam Makeba. Somebody would be playing the music down the road and it would sort of set the soundtrack for your days in Davidson. We would wake up with music, we would go to bed with music. And I remember thinking to myself, I want to be able to write the kind of music that would capture people's emotions. For me, it was like magical. Miriam Makeba, for me, gave me an image of how I could do so as being totally African. So I could embrace my heritage and know that that's acceptable all around the world. Because obviously growing up, I remember our hair used to be called all kinds of names that I probably shouldn't mention on radio. So you grow with a touch of sort of self-loathing because what you are isn't acceptable. You're too dark, your hair is not proper. And so you see a woman like Miriam and she looks beautiful and regal and African. She made me feel like, yes, that's what we look like in our beautiful version.
You could start out pointed in one direction and you have to allow your compass to shift to another direction based on your new intuition or your new sense of where you want to be. And you experienced that very acutely when you made the transition between what you were skilled and qualified to do versus your art.
A journalist asked me yesterday what drove me to quit my career, my previous career, that is. And I said to her, I was just unhappy, and all I was actually looking for was to be happy. I feel everything happens for a reason, and it usually serves a purpose. The things that happen to sort of derail you are usually an opportunity for you to grow. It's usually the exact right thing that you needed in that time to learn a lesson or even change direction or improve in some way.
And here you are, a multi-platinum selling and 11-time South African Music Award-winning Afro soul vocalist. You perform on these major stages, and who can forget the 2010 World Cup. You were on a lineup of artists that included Shakira, Alicia Keys, and so on. I know that you have a very interesting way of defining success. It's not about the Grammy or what is the global nod or the recognition. That your definition of success is actually far deeper than that,
deeper
and grounded than that.
I love the company of great minds. I love family. I love friends. I love being on stage. I love making music. I love being with my band. I love being with my husband. So the things that really just make my heart sparkle. If I'm doing a lot more of that, I feel like I'm having a successful life. What drives me the most is to be the best I can be. I realize we all come into this earth and we have a seed within us. And the reason a lot of you'll feel like, you sort of feel angst and something missing is because your seed, your talent, your ability, if you're not giving it life, it'll gnaw at you. It'll sort of keep scratching at you because it does not know what else to do with itself. It is your gift to use to bring fruit into the world.
Beautiful words, beautiful story from a beautiful person. Lira, thank you for talking to us. Appreciate you being our Satrix Be Like.
Thank you very much.